Now London Today with Mary Nightingale and Paul Green.
Good afternoon. The top story in London today, the leaked report that shames the Met. It's reported today that the Stephen Lawrence inquiry has found deep-rooted racism hampered the hunt for his killers. From top to bottom, the inquiry team is reported to have been riddled with prejudice. That racism helped Stephen's killers escape justice and now leads to calls for London's top policeman to go.
Paul Condon is on record as saying that if the charge of institutionalised racism is proven, then he will resign. So one would expect him to follow that course of action, given the findings of the Commission at this stage.
In half an hour, will the leaked draft report of the Lawrence inquiry force Sir Paul Condon from office? That's at 1, but now it's over to Paul Green for today's other headline news. Paul.
West Ham stars Neil Ruddock and Trevor Sinclair have been charged following an alleged fracas outside a wine bar in Essex. The footballers are accused of attacking a woman's car late last night in Romford, following the team's Christmas celebrations in the town.
The players had met with their teammates at this Romford wine bar, just yards away from the club's supporters' shop. They were all ready for a 70s fancy dress night out.
It's alleged that as the two men left the bar with another man, they blocked the path of a Mini here in South Street. It's claimed that one man rolled across its roof and that another jumped onto the bonnet. It's said that some damage was done to the vehicle. A woman driver was left very upset by the whole incident.
The two footballers were then arrested at a nearby nightclub after the 19-year-old driver complained to police. 30-year-old Neil Ruddock, who's married with 2 children, and 25-year-old Trevor Sinclair will appear before magistrates tomorrow. It hasn't been West Ham's year for good publicity. These shots of John Hartson kicking teammate Al Berkovic during a training session raised questions about discipline at the club. Manager Harry Redknapp says he warned players to be on their best behaviour for the Christmas party and says if they have been found to have misbehaved, then he'll read them the Riot Act. This is Richard Gaisford for London Today.
A 34-year-old man was remanded in custody today when he appeared in court accused of a series of sex attacks on women in Southend, London and Sussex. Part-time DJ Richard Baker from Cornwall arrived in a prison van at Horseway Road Magistrates Court. He's charged with 19 offences on 10 women. The charges follow a huge police operation and television appeals for witnesses. Baker was arrested last week at Heathrow Airport. Police have revealed that the remains of a young man found on the banks of the Thames in East London a week ago was expertly dismembered, possibly by someone with medical knowledge. 11 body parts were found scattered on the shoreline in Deptford. An international murder inquiry has now been launched after police could find no match for the man in British missing persons files or in fingerprint records. A post-mortem examination showed the victim was strangled to death before being dismembered. Detectives have named a man they want to question about the murder of a cyclist in East London 5 months ago. 39-year-old Derek Nolan was dragged from his bicycle in Cathall Road in Leytonstone in July and repeatedly stabbed. Police today revealed they want to question 33-year-old Colin Donovan of Hollydown Way in Leytonstone about the killing. The funeral takes place today of a South London toddler who's thought to have been killed by fumes from a faulty gas boiler. 2-year-old Laura Warwick died at her family home in Tooting 3